What's up, beautiful souls? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Mamina. You can call me Mina for short, or Divine Star Seed. Fair warning, this is an 18+ reading. If sexual content makes you uncomfortable or images make you uncomfortable, then I recommend that you watch something else on my channel that may resonate with you, because this reading will go there. I'm not even going to say can. It will go there. I'm going to get into my pre-channeling, but first and foremost, there may be, in fact, no, there will be some triggers here for people. So make sure that you are grounded. You take a couple of deep breaths before you watch this, get yourself centered so you can really be open to receive the message that's here for you. You were drawn here for a reason, but it's up to you to tap into what that reason is. Use your discernment and use your intuition. This is still a collective reading, so only take what resonates to and for your situation. Leave what doesn't. Make sure that you're separating old belief systems and opinions out of the equation. Tap into your center self. It's that important of a message, okay? Now, this tarot deck is very explicit. So again, if things of a sexual nature bother you, you might want to skip this. This tarot deck I normally don't use for the collective, because not only is it brutally honest, you guys know I channel blunt anyway, but a lot of times the decks that I'm led to use, I personally feel like sometimes cushions the blow a little bit for y'all. So when I'm led to this one, normally it's for personal readings, but hey, it wanted to come out. The message is that serious. So we're going to get into it. It's not like the art is super duper duper crazy, but it can go there. It's old school looking, but you'll see as we go through the messages. Let's hop into the pre-channeling here. I'm picking up technically like 3 groups, but honestly the third feels like a mix between the first 2. So as I go through this reading, I'm going to say group 1, group 2, and I'm probably going to translate each card that comes out for both groups. That's why this isn't a pick a card. Again, just focus on what's resonating for you. The first thing I'm picking up on, there's a divine connection, or in fact a couple of divine connections that are going to be watching this, where you or your person doubts that you guys are putting in the work. Pretty much like you're doubting that they're really getting their ways together, or they might be doubting that you're getting yours together. It's like player kind of energy. Like, are they really changing? Or even if it's not the player vibe, it's, are they going to really be serious? A lot of you guys that I channel are people who you really didn't go too far in your connection. You know who your person is, and or maybe you kind of tried to do something, maybe a couple of years ago or a couple of months ago. Things got in the way. And you just kind of like sort of just let things happen, let things sort of fall off for the time being. That's how some of you end up in separation. It's not always a third party thing. However, you might have been seeing them living a certain kind of lifestyle and you just don't see how you fit in it, or this could be their energy with you. We're going to break that down and we're going to clarify what's going on there. For group 2. Group 2, there's a lot of situations and influences around you or your person, and both of you need to be very mindful and very cautious. I do not give warnings lightly or without mindfulness. I'm feeling like some of y'all need to really watch the groups that you're hanging with right now, and or the people that's trying to get up under you. Be it that this is a year of many divine unions coming together, there are people that are trying to sabotage that. There are individuals, be it exes or whatever, that try to weasel their way in to disrupt your mission, whether it's your personal mission or you're a part of your mission that plays into your divine connection. Whatever it may be, they try to distract you from getting to that utmost high level of who you are. This is the year. For some it's the 9, for some it's the 6. Either way you look at it, this is a year to elevate, tap into those gifts, really listen to your first mind and your intuition, and hone in on it. Hone in on those psychic gifts. Hone in on that that empath energy. Stop seeing it as a jinx or a curse. You learn how to master it, learn how to use it and utilize it, because it's going to help you, especially when you feel like there's a group of people, I don't care if they're family, friends, or otherwise, especially those that are trying to get in your draws. There are people around here that are really trying to mess y'all up and mess up your path, and you need to follow that first instinct when you feel like, I shouldn't hang with this person, I shouldn't engage, even if they're coming to you through another friend. Not everybody that y'all so-called friends know are good people or are going to be good to you. Now, I don't want this to take too long, even though we all know how readings go around here. The divine does what it wants to do. But I'm going to go ahead and hop on into the tarot so we can break this down. Okay. So, remember, 18+. this deck channels messages in a very blunt way. And if you mix that in with my bluntness, it's like, yeah, you got to be ready to hear what you're about to hear. May have to pause, take deep breaths in between. Up, Hangman. Now you see what I mean about the art. We're going to break all this down, though, because like I told y'all, I don't just do wham, bam, thank you, ma'am readings. There's always something deeper going on. For group one, I'm going to start off with that divine energy. Again, you think your person is hung up. I think they're doing the stuff that they used to do, or the things that I hear that they're rumored to do. I don't see them doing wrong, but at the same time, I don't see them doing right. So how do I know I can trust what's going on? I don't see them really being interested in me. I don't see them not being interested. It's just all confusing. And to be safe, I'd rather just assume that they're doing the worst. And your person is like, I'm actually emotionally and mentally reviewing the ish that I used to participate in, and or I'm evaluating the people around me and how they try to influence me so I can clean house, so I can make my way to you the correct way, because I'm trying to make my way as soon as possible, but I know I can't come to you completely as I am right now. So what that means is it doesn't have to mean that they're being a player or anything, but they know that there are certain things that they might be indulging in that can be toxic for you and them. And they rather get their ish together before they make that move towards you. Now, this means your person, I'm not really picking up so much on heavy secrecy. It's just that if you're used to kind of always seeing them out or hanging with a certain crowd, you don't see them doing that as much anymore. And it's on one hand, it's like, okay, cool, I don't see them hanging with that negative crowd, but at the same time, I don't see them at all. So what's really going on? I don't feel like they ghost you. It's just they're not as accessible as you might want them to be right now, because both of you are trying to work on yourselves. You would just like to see the evidence of them working on themselves as much as maybe you display yours. Maybe you display yours a bit more. Perhaps you post things about evolution and evolving all the time, and you would kind of want them to mirror that. They're mirroring it just a bit more private, because there's a lot of mental stuff they have to work through too. The hangman in this case, it's not them so much being in a suspension, it's them looking at several different viewpoints of how they've lived their life up to now and how they can improve it. So it's more flexible, right? But there are influences and people around them that they're cleaning house with and they're trying to get rid of. And you might have seen them cut a couple of people off. You might have heard some people say, hey, so-and-so isn't hanging with such and such the way they used to. That's a good sign. That may be said here so that it can be a sign for you, because I feel like some of you have probably heard that. So there's a level of patience here, but I'm also feeling like, once again, for the masculines in particular, they really want the divine feminines to be open to seeing their change in the first place. Like, be open. Don't believe rumors right away. Listen to your intuition. Listen to me. Really go into yourself to get the answer. Don't just rely on outside sources. And if you do have someone that you truly trust for spiritual guidance, maybe check in with that individual. But even with that, you still have to use your own intuition and discernment. It's very, very important. Goes back into what I was pre-channeling. So that's group one. Group two. This right here is exactly what I was warning about for y'all. There are people who are trying to pull on your energy and influence y'all in toxic ways to keep you distracted from handling your mission. This can also be for your person. You have the woman holding the leg here, which, even though this leg is free and it's not tied up, it's going to make the person feel like they're still restrained more than they are. You have this person trying to distract them sexually. So that could be someone making a move on you or your person that y'all don't feel comfortable about. I don't care if you're man or woman. If someone's making an advance on you, especially in a sexual nature, and you don't feel comfortable, bounce. Kick them out. Do what you got to do, but don't hang around that person. You're sensing that for a reason. And I feel like some of y'all have seen certain confirmations, and either you're trying to not think that way about that person, maybe because they know someone close to you or something, but you just don't feel right around them. And for some of you, this can be a karmic from a past life, or a karmic that's coming into this life to, again, like intercept, invade, so to speak. There are people having dreams that are being sabotaged a little bit here. I was channeling this a couple of days ago when I was being drawn into different dreams, and I seen people having a dream about their person. Everything was going cool at first, and then all of a sudden the karmics or some type of toxic entity would invade and distort the vision. And whenever I see those whenever I'm dream traveling and I see that, I'll see the distorted version, what you're witnessing, and then I'll see what's really going on, what's really taking place. And people are waking up feeling angry, moody, frustrated, depressed, because they're like, why did I even have that dream in the first place? And instead of really intuitively asking that question, they're letting emotions get in the way. They're letting themselves get overwhelmed, especially if you already doubt that your person's trying to get their ish together, or they're doubting you're trying to get your ish together. Then it's so easy to believe what you just saw. I do not play when I mention certain spell works or influences or entities around here. I know my job. I'm not like other readers who just bring that up for the sake of bringing it up, or tell you to doubt it for the sake of telling you to doubt it. If I'm mentioning it here, there is a reason. If I'm seeing it, there is a reason. And most of you already know when stuff like this is happening around you. You just second guess it. You don't want to think that way, or you don't want to necessarily believe it, but your instincts are telling you to be mindful for a purpose. It's not about putting fear in you. It's about you being wise and paying attention to your surroundings, just like you have to in any other situation. It's just that some of y'all, you get into this spiritual world, but I'm gonna be blunt, you kind of half-butt it. You half-butt it a bit. You nitpick based on what you personally want to believe, instead of seeing what's really taking place in front of you. And that's what's happening in some of you guys' dreams. Your intuition is saying something's off. Something feels distorted. Something feels out of place. What is it? But your emotions and your physical mind, when you wake up, is like, no, I knew they were up to no good, or I knew they were doing And let me tell you something. If you know who your karmic or their karmic is, and that person's trying to get into your dreams, they're trying to play on doubt that might already be there for your person. So it's like, I'm not just planting a seed, I'm trying to increase or water the seed that's already there. They shouldn't even be able to access that way. If they can, it's because they're trying to sneak in through some type of guarded energy you have with your person. So even if you're not completely doubting your person, you might be saying, you know what, because I don't know if they're done with this energy, I don't want to just let them in. So I'm a little guarded, I'm listening to a degree, but I'm just not letting them in my space spiritually or physically right now, because I don't really know what all they're dealing with, and I'd rather get some type of sign that that's okay before I do it. If that guarded feeling has any little drop of doubt in it, someone's playing on that doubt, and they're trying to distort the view. Now, some of us cannot be so easily swayed, but others, yeah, especially if you're waking up mad and frustration. So if you wake up like that and you're saying to yourself, but something feels off, and it's not just you trying to make the situation what you want it to be, like, oh, they're doing wrong, but you're trying to make them do right. It really feels like something's off. Tap in, because you're onto something. Meditate. Put some protection around you and your person. Do what you feel divinely, and I did not stutter, what you feel divinely guided to do. Because that person is if they're planting seeds like that with you, then you're seeing what they're trying to do with your person, or vice versa. So even if you say to yourself, well, I don't doubt my individual, your individual might doubt themselves. They're trying to get their self together, and there's all these people trying to distract them, make them feel trapped, make them feel sexually charged towards the wrong energy, make their senses go off. This woman down here is messing with this individual's senses, so that there's no one thing that this person can focus on. There's a touch on the leg, there's someone coming at them sexually, there's someone messing with sensitive parts of their body. It's like, how do I focus? How do I center myself in the midst of all of this? And this could also be your energy. So this is giving you a sign of what you need to do to exit all of that out. Nothing can come into your space without some level of allowance. If you're looking for what that is, pay attention to your depression, pay attention to your anger, pay attention to your temperaments. These are things that negative energies and people can manipulate. That's why they try to keep you in that state of frustration, in that state of being unbalanced and uncentered. She's unbalanced. And this person hanging here represents both a masculine and a feminine. And I really also feel like y'all really need to be careful about groups that you're hanging out with. Some of you are you're into the spiritual community, and you're guided to things for a reason. There are no coincidences, but that means you also have to be mindful of when you're being led to something that's not for you, so that you can reevaluate and readjust. And if you feel like you're hanging out with a group of people that play nice around you, but you keep getting this negative vibe, it's like something's off here. Don't be silly. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like some of these groups are into real heavy ish that you can't handle. You don't know much about it. And you really wouldn't be able to handle it or know how to deal with it if they were able to invade like that. You would have to seek some type of outside help. And again, these type of things don't care about your personal belief system. They do what they do. These type of people don't care about your belief system. They won't do what they do. Don't trust that vibe. Be mindful of whose house you falling asleep over, of who you letting into your space. Be mindful. Remember, it's not about fear. It's about being smart. Just like you would if you had to come home from somewhere by yourself at night or whatever. You're mindful of your surroundings, right? Well, it's the same thing here. Let's get into the next one. I'm trying to move this. I feel like somebody has a shortness of breath. There's a shortness of breath here for someone. Look at that. 8 of Wands. I'm going to read it for both groups again. For a divine couple, remember I said your person, they're trying to come in swiftly. They're like, I'm trying to get myself together and get all of these negative influences and or people away from me so that when I come towards you, I'm not bringing all of that and that you can trust me. I'm on the outside because you can't see what I'm doing. You're letting your mind think the worst, but in reality, I am working on myself. I am doing something. So it's like they're begging you, please tap into your higher self and into the source of all things to really see what I'm doing and make space for me. Open up a bit to me. You're going to hear me say this a lot over the course of time for these collective messages because a lot of masculines and feminists are asking this, especially masculine energy. It's asking it the most. So your person's like, I'm swiftly doing what I need to do so that by the time I come to you, I'm ready. They're sending you messages in dreams. They're giving you signs in dreams of what they're up to. That's for first group. For second group, remember that warning I gave you. Watch where you fall asleep. Watch who you let into your space. Watch the crowds that you're hanging around with. This is, and again, I warned you guys, trigger warnings, right? This reminds me of a story here in my city a couple of years ago where a girl was hanging out with a crowd that her and another friend had shady feelings about, but she hung out with them anyway. And I think they were at like a party. She fell asleep. That's all she did. I don't think they slipped or anything, but she fell asleep and she couldn't explain why she fell into such a deep sleep. She didn't remember drinking anything. But when she woke up, her mind felt funny and her body felt funny. Everybody seen what happened to this girl. Everyone. And they just watched. No one did anything. No one took it weird that she seemed out of it or she seemed off. They just let whatever happen happen. That group on an intuitive level felt like they were into some shady-ish. That didn't just feel like, oh, football stuff. Nah, that was something different. Especially when she's saying, I don't remember having a drink. I don't remember doing any of that. Like she knew for a fact that she hadn't done any of that. Her friend warned her not to hang around them people. They felt weird. Something was off. She didn't want to listen to her friend's intuition. She didn't want to listen to her intuition, and it led to some crazy-ish. You guys are being warned about that type of thing for a reason. Whoever needs to hear that, once you hear it, you're going to know, okay, I'm not crazy. I'm not tripping. I also feel like someone's ex, or again, a karmic, is trying to weasel their way in. They're trying to get in fast because they know that your person is working on themselves. Listen, karmics and exes don't need to know that you even have a divine counterpart. Their negative instinct to want to keep you up under them or keep some type of leash on you, some type of tie, lets them know whenever you're moving on or you have moved on. But most importantly, pay attention. You ever had an ex where you've moved on for them, maybe they leave you alone for a while, but it's like the moment you start talking to someone else, you haven't even posted. All of a sudden, here comes their phone call. All of a sudden, here comes that text. What's up, big head? What you doing? And you say, so how the hell? How? Energy. Energy is how. This is why we say, guys, cleanse the yoni out, cleanse your vibration. Make sure that you're not just leaving people, but that you're actually cleansing the entire system of that person consciously. Don't just rely on, oh, the body cleanses itself. Consciously, I am spiritually, mentally, physically cleansing myself of this person. Because for as long as they get even the slightest inkling of tapping into your energy, and sometimes even without that, they can sense when somebody's coming around you that can distract you completely from ever letting them in. And then they try to get in as quick as they can to intercept that, to get in the way of that. So they're intercepting through dreams sometimes. They're intercepting through, popping up and saying, remember when we used to da-da-da-da-da-da, trying to get in your head, trying to distract you, put you in a suspended state so that you and your person or you and your divine mission can't happen. Because on the negative side, those kind of people aren't here for what your gifts are going to be for. And they probably try to downplay them. You pick up on things, and if they can use it to their benefit, they're cool. But the moment you're talking about something for you, they downplay it. They try to make you be in, try to make you insecure about it. You know this energy is wrong. Period. As much as spirit is trying to like make me drill this home, I'm gonna say you already know. And if this isn't around you yet, when it comes around, you will know. So don't act slow in this moment. That is not the time for that. I'm picking up on real shady people in groups, and like groups of people. I keep picking up on groups. Like watch a group, watch a set of so-called friends. I don't care if there's a relative. Not listen. Y'all know that not all families in your corner. And sometimes there are relatives that come back around right when stuff is about to pop off for you and try to distract. And they could be close with whoever this is. They might be close with that ex or close with that so-called friend that wants you to come out and drink and party and all this other stuff. Pay attention. Pay attention. I know Spirit wants me to drill it home, but I got to get the rest of this message out, and I can't just leave group 1 hanging. But for group 1, this energy here is more so your person, masculine or feminine, sending you dreams and trying to get you to be in a more open state to receive that they're not in this energy anymore. They're trying to let you know I'm sending you messages and I'm coming in as swiftly as I can. Okay? And for group 3, it's like a mixture of both. You might be the people whose dreams are getting intercepted a bit here. Ooh, Lordy. We have 10 of coins. Ooh, what I just channeled for that. Gonna start off with group 1, of course. Group 1, this is how your person wants to be with you, honestly. There ain't no other way to put it. Again, I'm working on myself. I'm sending you messages and dreams. I'm trying to get myself together as swiftly as possible so I can make this movement towards you without holding back anything. Sometimes the 8 of Wands is like the chariot energy in the minors. It's like I'm doing what I have to do, and by the time you blink, I'm gonna be there. It's like sleep on me if you want to. Sleep on me working on myself if you want to. Don't be shocked when I show up and I'm like, here's the keys to the house. What else you want? What else you need? I got you. This is a feminine or masculine wanting to bring you stability, wanting to bring you there. Like, it's like, hey, come home. Be home with me. Have kids with me. Be mindful of this, because that means that some of your masculines, if you're having dreams with your person and they're getting you pregnant, that's going to be something that their energy is going to naturally try to do, even if they're not consciously aware. Be mindful. If you're like, I don't want kids right now, pace yourself. Some spirit babies come whether you thought you were ready or not, because that was the time that they were supposed to come. But if you're saying to yourself, I'd rather know that we're really solid and certain things be done first, please don't get too caught up in that, like too caught up on believing in a set plan or a set way things can go. Flow with the energies. But first group, your person is like, I want to bring you home and I want to make a home with you. If your person has a kid with someone else, they see you more as the mother figure for that child than whoever the mom is. So again, this group, both groups are dealing with some type of karmic. For someone, the karmic could be the baby mama or the baby daddy. But it's like, I wish it would have been you. I'm coming to you because I really want that family feeling with you, not with them. That was an accident, or that shouldn't have happened. They don't regret their kid. They just wish that the parent would have been someone else, because I feel like whoever this person's, baby mama or baby daddy is, they're not a good one. That's why they're called that. Slangs have changed over the years, but back in the day when you said baby mama, baby daddy, you meant somebody that brings drama to your door. Otherwise, you would say the mother of my child, the father of my child, not my baby daddy, my baby mama. But there's some type of divine intervention taking place in both of these groups. And that's why you're getting these messages and these signs. You're getting them before you come here or right after you're here. While you're here, you're getting the messages you need, because there's a higher power trying to say something shady going on. But I'm going to deliver the truth through divine order. That's how the divine is operating right now with y'all. So pay attention, because the messages are strong. And remember, pay attention to dreams, because the messages in dreams are strong. Be mindful of how you're interpreting them, though, just in case something's trying to intervene. Now, for group 2, in case you thought, oh, this card isn't for group 2. Oh, yes, it is. Every card coming out is going to be read both ways. There is somebody trying to get y'all caught up. Be it a feminine or masculine. Someone thinks if they use a child that they either already have or that they want to make with you, that you'll just be immersed with them. But I feel like that person's like, no, I'm still going to want my divine feminine. but it's the fact that someone's trying to set you up like that to begin with. If you already have, or your person already has a child with this individual, here's a sign: they barely pay attention to the child. Nothing's ever about the kid. Like if they call you, it's you don't talk to me, or what about my feelings? But it's not, hey, your kid was thinking of you today. Hey, when are you gonna come see the baby? And if you do come to see, like if it's an infant or a toddler, when you do come to see them, they try to be all up in the mix. It's like you can't seem to get time alone with your own child, like with your own kid. Like, why? It's my baby too. I'm an adult. We made this kid together. Why do you need to be all up under me when I'm trying to get close to my son or daughter? Like, what's the problem here? They constantly want to put themselves in the middle. Again, this is whether they're masculine or feminine. If there's a feminine that is the primary caretaker of the kid, not only do they put themselves in the middle, but they don't hold back in arguing around the child or creating some type of like, negative energy. And if you think babies can't pick up on that, you are sadly mistaken. Sadly mistaken, but that's a detail to go into for another time. We got a lot of messages to get out here right now. But you'll notice this. It's like they want you. I'm hearing a person be like, you're supposed to focus on me and what I'm going through, and me, constantly ignoring their kid. Someone's child might have had I know what they're showing me, but I can't think of the proper name for it. It's this cough that, was it whooping cough, I believe? Whooping cough. It came from some level of neglect, not necessarily beating or anything like that, but kind of like not paying attention to the kid when they would get certain coughs. This person just, they've had this kid, but they're not here for the kid. The kid was a means to keep whoever they're trying to keep around. And I'm heavily picking up on a feminine with that. And I do not play when it comes to babies and spirit babies. This is just, I don't play with anything, but I really don't play with children. And this person, you'll know by their mannerisms. You'll know. If this is someone your individual is dealing with, sometimes when they've maybe broken down with you, they've said, I really wish I would have been more wise or more cautious, because a part of me feeling like I'm getting my karma is the fact that this person doesn't even take care of our kid. They act like the kid's like a decoration or something like that, like instead of a whole person, a whole being. And every time I'm around, they try to insert themselves when it should just be like, daddy kid time or mommy kid time. It's like, here comes this individual acting like we're a family, but we're not. Like, why can't you just they might also sometimes not want that kid to be around the other person's side of the family, because they want as much influence as possible. It's like, no, I know that like your dad or your parents or your mom or whatever watches like your other kids or your nieces or whatever, but I need to be there because my baby's still a baby, but the baby's all of like 2 or 5. You know what I mean? Like they're not such a small little. Sometimes parents, especially new mommies, can be very attached to their kid and kind of want to go everywhere. This is different. It's like you only want to be attached to this child when it's time to take them around my family or when it's time for me to hang out with them. Any other time, you leaving the kid with your friends. You leaving the kid with your parents. You going out and participating in debauchery. But you like, what's going on? They really don't want the kid around the divine counterpart. Now, that particular group channeled the way they did for a reason. Use your discernments. For others, where there's no baby involved, someone's trying to use a baby to get your person to be up under them. So they're pretty much trying to get knocked up and or knock someone up. That's the short translation. Ooh, got me sitting here having to watch my own temper. What'd I just say? The Magician card. Look at the confusion and the foolery that's going on here. We're going to read it for group 1 first. For group 1, remember what I said. Your person is trying to cleanse out all the stuff they used to be hung up on so they can make a swift move towards you, because they want to bring you stability. Whether they have a kid with someone else or not, they want a family and a home with you. And they want to pretty much just like, don't judge me for my past, forgive me for, especially if you weren't around. Sometimes you guys find out that you're in these divine connections and people had a life before you. And I'm going to just be blunt. You get kind of caught up on, well, I mean, they had a kid with this person, and how do I know they don't love that person? Stop. Just stop. They had a life before you. You had a life before them. You are not Mother Mary. They're not. You get what I'm trying to say? And sometimes y'all just got to hear it that blunt. Stop judging your person for stuff that they did prior to you even being in their life. Look at what they've done since you've been around. And most importantly, as they're changing and shifting, remember that they're human. And I don't say that lightly. I'm not saying remember that they're human because, oh, humans were just programmed to mess up. No. But there are sometimes perfection in the imperfections, because the lessons that they learn help them become the person that they need to be for themselves and that they need to be for you. But you're not going to see that if you're hung up on, well, back in the day they were with, who cares? Who cares who they were with before? I don't care if they were dating a top model. Who cares? We're talking about you and your divine person. And that's a part of a healing that you need to do and or that they need to do. Whoever resonates with that. And they're sitting here saying, I'm actually letting go of my old ways. I'm trying not to think with my nether regions and actually think and intuitively in emotion. I'm picking up a lot of emotions. It's almost like an ace of cup thing, like this overwhelming feeling. I'm trying to cups is spiritual realm. So it's like I'm trying to, or water rather, it's like I'm trying to spiritually connect with you and manifest, not only with the tools that I got, but with the ones that I can reach from the cosmos. I'm realizing I'm a multi-dimension being. And so again, some of them are trying to manifest with you through dreams sexually, because that's a way, sex is actually sacred. So that's a way to show you and make you feel this, feel how real I am, feel me. Even if it's in a dream state, wake up and still feel me inside, wake up and still feel me wrapped around you, feel this energy, because it's me manifesting to you. And it's one of the best ways I know to be honest with you is through this intimacy, is through this connection. And sometimes when you wake up, they'll give you signs. A lot of people have been picking up on that. You guys who are regulars here, you know I say it all the time. When you wake up, if your person had that intent, they give you some type of sign throughout the day. Don't worry about looking for it. It'll appear when it needs to. Just be open to see it in truth, so that you're not adding anything to it or subtracting anything from it. For group 2, the foolery. For group 2, you or your person are trying to manifest, again, a better life for yourself, but there's someone else plotting. Remember I said someone's trying to either get knocked up or knock someone up, or they're trying to mess with someone's foundation, glam a person. I would typically go into detail about this, but there's a lot to get through here. But it's like they're trying to veil or glam your person. They're diving into arts that they themselves may not fully understand. Maybe it runs in their family, and they're trying to use that to confuse you or your person. So sometimes they're manipulating through dreams. Let's get into the next message. Yep. For group 1, the Queen of Coins energy here is again the masculine saying, now again, the picture is explicit. I'm going to try to, I think you guys can see her hand right here. The masculine is saying, take hold of what's yours. We don't clarify these top cards enough as it is. Like, take hold of what's yours. Remember I said they want you to feel them intimately. But at the same time, let me get what's mine. Be like, reveal yourself to me. Take hold of what's yours. You have the energy as the divine feminine to pull your masculine in. Literally, even. Pull me in. Let me in your space. It doesn't have to be physically right away, though they want that. But give me a sign that you're even open to connecting with me in all the ways intimately that matters. So emotionally, mentally, physically, like, show me that you're open and that you want me to come home. Home is you. Even if we've never been together before, home is still you. This connection cannot be denied. So give me that space. Make an advantage. Some of these masculines want the feminine they're coming for you with this 8 of Wands. It's not like they're not going to make a move towards you or come towards you, but when they do, they want you to kind of be a little aggressive too. Like, don't leave me hanging, don't let me do all the work, grab hold of what's yours, take what you want. I am freely giving it. This is really a give and receive energy. But there's like a little bit of, be that sensual goddess that you are, that earthly goddess that you are, and just own it. Just take what belongs to you. And they're gonna be blunt about that. And they don't want you to kind of be like, oh, I don't know. They want that nourishment. They want that. They understand that as the feminine energy, you not only manifest, but you are a portal. You're the portal that leads to this multi-dimensional form. So they really want you to tap into that organic magic that you have as they also tap into theirs. And remember, the masculine energy likes to solidify. So as you flow and let them flow with you, they start to solidify that which you're flowing with, building that stable foundation. That's group 1. For group 2, the face changes. When I'm using cards and I'm channeling energy, the pictures will change for me, whether they change for you or not. And when I say group 2 and I look at the card, I see the masculine actually kind of trying to pull away from this woman. Like, you getting a little too close. You're getting a little too comfortable. He seems uncomfortable, even though this woman's holding him and he's holding the dress. It's like he's in a trance, kind of. So one part of his instinct is saying, but the other more physical part that they're, remember what we said about them trying to distract people physically? It's playing on that and they're trying to resist it. Again, could be sending them dreams of, it should be me. You should be with me. Why? Don't you want it? And they're like, if you don't back up off me, you're not my divine feminine. Go on somewhere with that, man. go somewhere. So gotta take what resonates for you. We're gonna move on. I'm like trying not to rush, but at the same time, I'm seeing a masculine. Before I go into what this card is, I'm seeing a masculine. It's like someone's trying to distract his physical body. So someone's trying to physically make him feel like they need to be with them, or be intimate with them. He could be living with this person. If he's not living with them, then they're near him. The physical energy I'm picking up here is like they're in their immediate vicinity. You might live at a distance. If the person lives at a distance, then they have access to them, like they can call their phone, for example, where maybe you can't right now. And they're utilizing that to their advantage to try to make them feel stuck. Remember the woman holding the leg here? Like, you can't move. You thought you were free, but... And then other people and negative influences that kind of feel like they benefit off of them being in a low vibration is supporting the madness, supporting the confusion. And it's just, this is why it's almost like they're saying, please help me. Please help me, because this shit is crazy. I don't know what to do. I'm trying, but I don't know what to do. That's for group 2. For group 1, I'm feeling like the masculine is still telling you to come in, is still drawing you in. They just want you to also have a little more action in what you're doing too. With this Queen of Pentacles for group 1, I'm also picking up on Queen of Wands. Like this, I go after what I want. Yes, I have the charm and the charisma and the sensuality to draw what I need towards me, but I go after what I want, period. Because I know that I can achieve it and I can get it. Remember that the Queen of Wands is the inner fire to the Queen of Pentacles, and your masculine wants you to tap into that. But for group 2, the masculine's like, get up off me. Someone's trying to take advantage. And I'm still feeling like, even with that person trying to take advantage of them, they're still tapping in and pulling on the energy of their feminine. So sometimes you might feel that. You might kind of feel a tug on the heart, or a tug right where your belly button is, where your sacral energy starts to try to connect. You might feel a tug there because they're trying to get your attention. Like, I need some of your energy to help me out here with this. So if you need to meditate on that to get a better clarity, then do so. Or if you need spiritual guidance on it, do what you got to do. Because again, a lot of times what affects your masculine or your feminine can affect you. And I'm still feeling a feminine energy that's being put in a state of confusion and needs to be cautious of her surroundings. We have the Hermit card for group 1. The Hermit card, once again, I feel like group 1 really wants to clarify themselves. There is a masculine or feminine that's like, listen, I am not hung up on the things I was before. Yes, there's heavy-ish going on around me, but I'm focused on my bread, which is their paper and their substance. So this could not only be paper, but like whatever they feel brings in the food, and I'm focusing on bringing you my commitment and my convictions. This is like a monastery that this person is carrying. So your person may not be completely celibate if you're both single, but they're not just laying around with any old body. And if they do sometimes engage with someone else, it's not that satisfying. And there's this like guilt that comes in after, because they're like, you're not my person. You know what I mean? I got to cleanse this ish out. But some of you actually have masculines and feminines that are borderline celibate or absent from just laying with any old person. It's like, I'm not really feeling that. I'm trying to get myself together. I'm working on self-healing. I'm going within and doing what I need to inside, so that when I come to you with this vow of commitment and honesty, you can see the sincerity and you let me in. For group 2, that's like an energy that y'all need to tap into. Again, for both of these groups, go within yourself. Tap into the part of you that is connected to the source. Tap into that multidimensional version of yourself that, in other words, and I'm going to do more on this, if you're in doubt, check with your hidden self. Your hidden self tends to be the untapped power that you sometimes might fear of yourself because it's so unknown. But it's also the most blunt. It's also the most blunt. And it's going to tell you like it is. It's going to say, Mamina's reading. That message she channeled, honey. It's not going to sugarcoat for you. It's going to reveal it, but it's also going to reveal it by showing you in real time, because that's how quick that part works and operates. And I feel like a lot of you need a bit of guidance on how to tap into that side. I'll have more content for that, but some of you already know how to do it. You've done it on occasion, and you're being told, do it again. You'll get the answers that you need. This vibe is representing that you go within. What's that North Star trying to tell you? What's that guiding light trying to tell you? What is it trying to lead you out of? It might feel heavy, what you're dealing with, masculine or feminine, but it needs to be done. I'm really feeling like both a masculine and feminine needs to clean and cleanse their sacred womb spaces and sexual spaces. Yes, masculines, there's a way to do this. There is feminines, you got yoni steam, yoni eggs. There's a lot of yoni meditations. Masculines, you can also do yoni meditations, but you must do something where you focus your intention on completely just cleansing the body of anything that is not serving you, any past energies of excess, and etc. Bottom of the deck. Child, listen. We got temperance at the bottom of the freaking deck right here. Look at that. Somebody's really trying to get in balance. And there are energies that are trying to distract you from that, but you're really trying to get yourself balanced and situated here. And I'm still picking up on, let me see. I'm picking up on another energy here. So I want to come through this tarot. Yep. Here we go. I'm going to go with the bottom of the deck again. 5 of Wands. Notice how he looks like he's trying to leave, and this person looks like they're trying to keep them stuck. And that laying position, again. Like, I'm trying to keep you indulged in these negative ass influences so that you're just stuck here. You just feel stuck here with me. Child, bye. Let's get into my soul sister Rachel of Angelic Revelations 144, Naked Flame Healing Messages. And then we'll get into these other 2 decks and we'll call it, my loves. See what your person wants to say to you. For this collective, what does your person want to say to you? Really? Gotta pause the video, it fell on the floor. Whoo, collective. Let me tell y'all be making me work for this, honey. I'm gonna start having extended readings that you guys can you can join like a little subscription thing or pay like $10 or $15 to check out, because sometimes y'all want these messages to go on and on and on. Okay, we have, I know that I have impossibly high standards, and I have held resentment towards you when I have been upset with you. I am working on forgiving you and forgiving myself. I feel like that goes back into those hang-ups. It goes back into what I was saying about, that might be some of y'all's energy right there, where it's like, I keep thinking my person's doing the worst because back in the day they did the worst, and I'm still having a hard time letting go of that. You might have ridiculously high standards because you have this set idea of how this is supposed to go. And you're not necessarily being completely fair to yourself or them with those standards. You're just making it harder to get what you need and what you want. Again, this can also be your person's energy towards you. So take it how it resonates. Let's tap in. Let's get more messages here. Whoop. All right, you know what? I'm not picking those 2 up. Collective. We were not doing that. So them cards that fell on the floor, darling. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. We have, I have faith that we will be together again. I won't ever give up. Please don't give up on me or our connection. You are not alone. We are always together in spirit. Remember that. Be open with me. Let me in. Let me show you. Give me a chance to show you. Give me a chance to be real with you, to be honest with you. See what else we got for this collective. Ooh, 2. We have prolonged separation due to significant past life karma, and lessons that need to be learned for soul mission and union. What was I saying about karmics? And remember I said earlier, I think it was in the beginning of this reading, I believe, that there are some that might be dealing with karmics from a past life. If I didn't state it, then I said it in my head. But some of these karmics are either people from past lives coming in to create yet again another hiccup, or they're coming in because there's some type of anger, resentment, madness, whatever it might be that you're holding on to, whether it's from family trauma, relationships trauma, and they're trying to distract you from doing what you need to do. And here's the thing, you do not need to go through karmic lessons all the time. Like, I have to tell collective and clients this, you do not have to go through hell all the time, or really sometimes at all. The reason you're going through it is because there's something you didn't cleanse out, because there's a trigger that you won't let go of. The moment you let go of that trigger, the moment you let go of that problem, that issue resolves itself. It's not saying that your life may not have challenges, but you, first of all, you breathe through them. Number one, you get through them because you trust yourself. You trust in the cosmic energy that's been guiding you and watching over you, and you understand that you're a part of it and it's a part of you. You are your ancestors. You are a lot of your guides or direct descendants of them in many cases, right? Even some of these deities out here that y'all love to flout the names of, many of you are connected to them on a very source deep level, but you allow your mind to get confused with the reality that you live in right now. It doesn't benefit you, but sometimes you allow it. High standards become a thing, all these other distractions and delusions, and that's an energy that entities and karmics can play on. That's what they look for. Is, you know, when they say when a person wants to be abusive towards an individual, first thing they do is they separate you from family. They separate you from people who they believe genuinely supports you, make you think that oh, I'm all you need. You don't need nobody else. All you need is me. How are they able to do that? Because they're playing on some type of level of insecurity or want this, like, I'm in lack, like there's something I'm missing that I don't have, and this person kind of gives it to me. You may not have classified it as that, but that's what it was in hindsight. That's why you're being told to tap into your psychic sight so that you don't get confused no more. Second card that fell out, we have, I feel that coming towards you would be a huge risk at this time, and I am not willing to blow my life up as I have got quite comfortable settling in. Still, my soul is constantly feeling the magnetic pull. This is what somebody wants your person or you to feel. This is a part of them trying to distract you. Because neither one of these groups are just comfortable. They're working on things. Even the group one that's getting their stuff together, they want to come towards you swiftly. Remember what I said about dreams? Something intercepting, messing with the translations, mixing things up so that you feel like, oh, my person's just still playing around. They expect me to wait forever and da-da-da-da-da-da. When in reality, they're like, no, I'm trying to actually come towards you. Even for group two, they feel the magnetic pull. The reason that they're holding back is they're also kind of confused about the energies around them, and they don't really know what to do with it. Like, what do I do? There's so much attacking my senses, my psychic senses, my emotional, my physical. I don't know what to do. So they don't even have time to think that. They don't even have time to think that. Ooh, thank you for not falling on the floor. We have that crazy kind of love and hot passion even after all this time. That's why we get triggered by each other so easily and argue. I find it such a turn on when you get mad with me because it shows me just how much you do care. And that's so sexy. I do feel like this is coming from someone's divine counterpart, but I will say be mindful of thinking that arguments mean deep love or connection. It's not about fighting with your person. It's about fighting alongside them, for the connection. But I feel like what this person really means is those little annoyances that you might get, when they kind of like just irk you. It's not really argue like, it's more like, you know what? You lucky I love you because, woo, you make me mad. They find that hot. They're like, I just heard somebody kind of like, like you act like you mad, but you got all the attitude, but you love me. So they don't mean it in a argue just for arguing's sake kind of way. They mean it in a more, when you kind of like irritated with me or you're a little irked and you kind of like cuss me out for a second, I think that's kind of hot. They don't mean it in a toxic way. So don't believe that it's a toxic. Don't mistake in toxic arguments for I love you. I do this because I love you. I'm confused the two. Let's get into the zodiac messages. We have telephone, communication, connection, two-way street messages, vocal, loud and clear, reaching out, and throat chakra. What did I say about like you guys counterparts trying to reach out, trying to be like, what's up? We got Cancer energy here. That means emotionally, they want to convey their feelings verbally to you, their emotions, like the true core of what they're feeling. See what else we got. I actually meant to break these cards up into their sections, and instead I shuffled them all together, but there must be a reason. We have cat. My way or the highway, not my problem. What I want, when I want it. I feel a little bit of that Queen of Wands energy. We have Scorpio here, but I'm feeling that Queen of Wands energy of like, I want when I want, and I'm gonna get it. And that's what your masculine actually wants you to do. But I'm also hearing that y'all need to be mindful of that my way or the highway-ish. Be careful. Careful now. Make sure that you're not blocking something that you're actually trying to pull in. Somebody's very catty and very like secure. This could be your person. Like I know what I want and what I'm about, even if something's trying to distract me. Deep down I know what it is, and that's like the part of them that needs to be triggered. We have shooting star. Quick 8 of Wands, quick action, wish granted, rare, falling, moment in time, luck. Those are the words standing out to me. And passionate. Those are the words that are standing out to me for you guys. And we have Aries energy. Again, a lot of y'all person is ready to take action. They're just, something's trying to distract them in you. Let's get into the last part of this message. Ooh, it's hot in here. These energies. See what else is going on in this connection. Let's just try to get everything out at once, darling. I keep saying darling a lot. Somebody here says darling. Last couple of readings, I keep saying darling, darling. Ooh, I know I need to release attachments with karmic people. I'm creating a plan to leave him or her. Boom. Boom. Said what I said. We have timing and intentions. Please, here's that please don't give up energy again. Please don't give up on me. I'm trying to change, but it takes time. And we have that 5. Remember we had the 5 of Wands at the bottom of the deck when I felt the need to reshuffle? You see how the consistencies of the messages here and how they're translating. And then we have telepathy. I'm trying to figure out this connection. I've never experienced anything like it before, in this incarnation anyway, in this life, because for many of you, this is a person you've been with many, 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 many times. My darlings, we're going to call it. Going to call it right there. If any of this resonated with you, please comment below. If you feel like you need to share this with someone, a friend, your person, even someone that you feel like it'll help them understand or give them guidance, if you genuinely feel moved to do that, then go ahead. I'm seeing 333. I'm seeing 5761. Could just be 57's important to you, could just be 61's important to you. I'm seeing the master number 11, and I'm also seeing 1212. So maybe those are synchronicities. If you take them down to their single digits, perhaps you feel a need to rearrange the numbers. If you look them up, not only as angel numbers, but life path numbers and master numerology, you will find more to add to this message intuitively. But my darlings, I pray for protection and guidance over your situation, that you'll hear your guides, that you'll hear that inner voice and know what to do for your situation. I appreciate you for being here. If you liked my energy, subscribe. You can also donate towards collective readings. Peace, love, and light, beautiful souls. Blessings.
Get your copy of Love Confession Cyber Edition. Link in bio.